Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a medical reality that is, well, it's as urgent as it is fascinating. Right now, inside millions of people, especially folks over the age of 60, there's this silent, irreversible damage happening to one of our most vital organs. Yep, we're talking about your kidneys. For decades, doctors have just had to watch patients make these tiny, everyday choices that slowly and silently wreck their kidney function, until, suddenly, they're forced into a life-altering routine of dialysis. I gotta say, when I first learned what we're going to cover today, it literally changed how I view my own health. So, let's unpack this together, because this information can absolutely save the quality of your life.
Okay, let's dive into this. Be honest for a second. Have you ever gotten a health checkup back, spotted a minor red flag like protein in urine, but because you felt totally fine, you just kind of tucked that piece of paper into the back of a drawer? We've all been there. It's human nature, right? We think, hey, if it doesn't hurt, it isn't broken. But when it comes to our kidneys, that kind of denial is a massive trap. By the time you actually feel the pain or that severe fatigue sets in, the damage is almost always beyond repair. People find themselves suddenly tethered to a dialysis machine 3 days a week just to keep their blood clean. But it absolutely does not have to be that way.
So here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the silent organ's breaking point, then the irreversible filter mechanism. After that, we'll cover the 2 main causes of damage, the 4 habits destroying your kidneys, 5 silent warning signs to watch out for, and we'll wrap up with taking small actions today. Let's get right to it.
Section 1. The silent organ's breaking point.
In the medical world, the kidney is notoriously known as a silent organ. Why? Because early on, failing kidneys produce almost zero symptoms. You won't feel a sharp pain in your back, you won't even feel sick. The organ just quietly starts failing. To put a human face to this, think about Chio. She's a 71-year-old who ran this busy local diner, always cooking up those hearty, richly flavored meals. For years, her checkups noted protein in her urine. But just like we talked about earlier, she wasn't in pain, the diner was booming, so she thought, I'm completely fine. It wasn't until one winter when this intense, unshakable heaviness and severe swelling hit her legs that she finally went to the hospital. Turns out, she'd almost reached the point of needing dialysis, entirely unaware of how close she was to the edge.
Section 2. The irreversible filter mechanism.
Now, what's really interesting here is understanding exactly why the kidneys are so fragile. Think of them like highly sophisticated waste management plants for your blood. Inside each of your kidneys, you have about 2 million of these microscopic, super precise filters. And their job is incredibly delicate. Whenever you eat and process nutrients, your body creates garbage, waste products basically. These 2 million filters sift through your blood, perfectly catching that waste so you can excrete it as urine, all while sending the good stuff, like vital proteins, right back into your bloodstream.
And the sheer volume of work they do is literally mind-blowing. Every single day, these tiny filters silently process between 150 to 200 liters of blood. To put that into perspective, imagine a massive, heavy-duty industrial oil drum. Your kidneys are filtering that exact volume of liquid every 24 hours, entirely in the background. It's wild.
But here is the absolutely crucial point, and you really need to hear this. Once one of those microscopic filters breaks, it never, ever regenerates. You are born with a set number, and you just cannot grow more. Think of it like a busy company. If half the staff suddenly gets fired, the workload doesn't magically decrease, right? The surviving employees just have to work twice as hard to pick up the slack. And eventually, because they are so desperately overworked, those remaining employees burn out and quit too. This cascading failure is exactly what happens to your kidney filters.
Section 3. 2 main causes of damage.
Since we know these filters don't grow back, we urgently need to know what's actually destroying them in the first place. And that starts with understanding a term you definitely need to memorize, eGFR. This stands for Estimated Glomerular Filtration Rate. Basically, it's the metric on your health checkup that tells you exactly how much filtering power you actually have left. Let's look at Yuji, a 68-year-old retiree who just loved his daily ramen and canned coffees. He had high blood pressure, but he completely ignored this unfamiliar eGFR metric on his checkups until his filters were already heavily compromised.
And Yuji's story brilliantly illustrates exactly what was happening inside his kidneys. The 2 main causes of filter destruction come down to pressure and clogging. High blood pressure? That is like taking a powerful industrial high-pressure water hose and blasting it directly into a delicate paper coffee filter. The sheer force literally tears the fine mesh wide open. And once it's torn, things that shouldn't leak through, like those vital proteins, start spilling right into your urine. On the flip side, high blood sugar, or diabetes, is all about clogging. Imagine your blood is full of excess sugar, turning it thick and sticky. Trying to force that syrupy blood through a delicate filter is like a kitchen ventilation fan getting permanently gunked up with thick grease. It clogs, it hardens the surrounding blood vessels, and it just suffocates the kidney.
Section 4. 4 habits destroying your kidneys. Now, the crazy part is that the mechanics of this high-pressure tearing and sticky, syrupy clogging actually come down to our everyday choices. Just listen to Tako Kawa, a 73-year-old former farmer. He loved working in his garden, but he struggled with lower back pain. He told doctors, "I thought the painkillers were helping me move. I took them like candy." Tako had no idea that a super common household item was secretly starving his kidneys of the oxygen and blood flow they desperately needed to survive.
So here are the 4 specific culprits you really need to watch out for. Number 1, excess salt. When you consume too much salt, we're talking ramen broth, heavy pickles, your body retains water to dilute it. This literally pumps up your blood volume, creating that high-pressure hose effect that tears those delicate filters. Now, number 2 actually surprised me. Sugary drinks. Canned coffees, juices, even sports drinks hide massive amounts of liquid sugar. Because you drink them fast, they instantly spike your blood sugar, turning your blood into that sticky syrup that clogs the filters. Number 3 is untreated obesity. Remember, your kidney filters never increase in number. If your body mass increases significantly, those same 2 million tiny filters are suddenly forced to clean a much larger body. The extra mass just overworks them, and the fat cells themselves can trigger harmful inflammation. And finally, number 4, overusing painkillers. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, or NSAIDs, like ibuprofen or diclofenac, they are great for pain, sure, but if you're taking them constantly, they restrict the blood vessels leading to the kidneys, literally suffocating the organ of oxygen and nutrients.
Section 5. 5 silent warning signs.
Even though the kidney is famously a silent organ, right before it hits a critical failure point, it actually does start sending out these subtle SOS signals. And the symptoms follow a distinct timeline. In the early stages of decline, you might notice swollen feet and this persistent heavy fatigue. Take Yasuko, a 76-year-old former teacher. She noticed her shoes felt incredibly tight every evening. She just brushed it off, blaming it on getting older. But actually, it was her failing kidneys failing to excrete water, letting gravity pool all that fluid right in her feet. Now, in the mid-stages, you might experience nighttime urination. That happens because your struggling kidneys can't finish their filtering job during the day, so they have to work overtime at night. You might also notice your urine becoming dark or foamy, and that foam is actually that vital protein leaking through those torn filters we talked about. By the late stage, toxins build up so heavily in the blood that patients experience intensely itchy skin and a total loss of appetite. If you hit this stage, you are dangerously close to dialysis.
Section 6. Taking small actions today.
But here is the incredibly good news, guys. You absolutely do not need to live in fear of these outcomes. You have the power to stop this progression right now just by making a few minor adjustments. We aren't talking about heroic, massive lifestyle overhauls here. It's all about small, consistent daily choices that take the burden off your remaining filters. Step 1. Just stop drinking the leftover soup at the bottom of your ramen bowl. Literally, that alone cuts out a massive spike in salt pressure. Step 2. Swap out those sugary canned coffees or sports drinks for plain water or unsweetened tea to stop that sticky syrup clogging effect. And Step 3. Seriously, go dig out your latest health checkup from that drawer. Look for that EGFR number. If it looks low or if you see protein in urine flagged, take that piece of paper straight to your doctor and start a conversation. It is never too late to start protecting what you have left. I've seen folks in their 60s, 70s, and 80s make these minor dietary shifts that completely stabilize their kidney function. So, knowing that your kidney filters can never, ever regenerate, what is one small choice you will change tomorrow to protect them? Think about it. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. If this information sparked an aha moment for you, please share it with a friend, a parent, or a loved one whose health you deeply care about. Your quick message could be the exact thing that saves their silent organ before it's too late. Stay curious, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time.